Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Deep Cat's Reactions and my name's Greg, and I got hung up earlier and didn't finish up my videos or anything, so it's evening now and time to kick back and all. And so I was looking through my videos from Jackson Browne, which I've got a shitload. I mean, I've played just tons and tons of his music, but I was looking through on these radio concerts that I had played and realized, oh, I had only gotten up to part 3. I didn't finish it. So I'll go ahead and do a little bit more. I think, God, it's a long concert, so it may take 2 or 3 more, you know, videos to get it in, because I can't play, it's 7 or 8 videos or 7 or 8 songs on the same video. It ended up being 45 minutes long or more, and so who's going to listen to a 45-minute video? So anyway, this is cool. This was, like I say, they're in the studio at RCA, and this was broadcast on WPLJ there in New York. And, it's like simulcast broadcast, or, he's in the studio right there and playing, and it's going out to people all over the country. So I don't know. I just think it's a really cool thing. They haven't done that for a long time. So anyway, like I say, I've done 3 parts of this so far, so I'm going to continue it. And he, between the songs, he'll banter along, and I'm just going to leave that in. Sometimes it's fairly long, but it's nice to just hear him shoot the shit, and because you don't ever get anything like that on the albums, so. It's fun, and he did that when I saw him in concert too, and it was very entertaining. So, anyway, this is just him and David Lindley, and this was done in '73, so it's like right before he released the album for Everyman. So there's a lot of those songs on here. So anyway, we'll start out with him talking, and then it'll go into a song for Adam, and then he shoots the shit some more. And I don't know, there's my opening farewell, The Times You Come, and For Everyman. I'm not going to get to all of that, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. So anyway, here's Jackson Browne and David Lindley.
I'd like to thank Steinway and his sons for building that piano. It takes a really great piano for me to play any good at all, because if you got a piano that really rings and has a lot of sustain, then you don't have to play very many notes. You can just, some pianos, they sit there and ring. They got a Blüthner that'll ring for about 5 minutes, Write these 20-minute songs with 3 chords. 4 chords. 4 goes in 20. Actually, that's not the kind of piano that they usually get for me, although I really love that one. Generally, they get me a player piano. A little roll of paper that's got little dots cut out of it. This song here is for a friend of mine who I came to New York with in 1967. First time I ever went to New York. And we drove over here in a Rambler station wagon. They brought me along because I had a credit card. It wasn't my credit card. It was stolen. But so they invited me to come traveling with them, and I was in love with the idea of just picking up and leaving and going. That's what we did. There's a whole long involved story about how they left their women in Long Beach and went to Veracruz trying to catch the legendary banana boat for Spain. The big $20 slow boat, and they stood around on the jetty in Veracruz for about 3 months. Made friends with the police down there. They finally, when their clothes got so raggedy, the police got tired of looking at them in rags. They were looking like citizens. They finally gave them some police, uniforms to wear. It's a pretty far cry from Miami Beach. We were down there. Like I said, they made me sign a little thing, not to foul the airwaves, in my performance tonight. But it's difficult to do, because it's such an integral part of my being, foulness, foul language, But they should have told me in Miami too, because I really fouled the air in Miami. And they wanted to arrest me afterwards, and right in the middle of this big argument with a cop about whether or not it's cool to swear or not, we got him so mad that he started screaming and swearing at me, you know. He finally, right in the middle, he goes, and so he let me go, you know. Other than that, we would have been in jail, you know, gone down there and paid their chicken-dropping little fine. I don't know how to get around it, folks, you know. Darn it. It's a guy, you know, I mean, there's nothing foul about chicken droppings anyway, is there? They got a guy that built a car that'll run on it. You just put a chicken in your tank. Anyway, I forget what I started out to tell you. I better just try to sing the song. Though Adam was a friend of mine, I did not know him well. He was alone into his distance, he was deep into his well. I could guess what he was laughing at, but I couldn't really tell. Now the story's told that Adam jumped, but I'm thinking that he fell. Together we went traveling as we received the call. His destination India, and I had none at all. Well, I still remember laughing with our backs against the wall. So free of fear, we never thought that one of us might fall. I sit before my only candle, though it's so little light to find my way. Now the story unfolds before my candle, which is shorter every hour as it reaches for the day. And I feel just like a candle in a way. I guess I'll get there, though I wouldn't say for sure. Parted, we were laughing still as our goodbyes were said, and I never heard from him again as each our lives we led, except for once in someone else's letter that I read, until I heard the sudden word that a friend of mine was dead. I sit before my only candle, like a pilgrim sits beside the way. Now this journey appears before my candle as a song that's growing fainter, the harder I play, till I fear before I end I'll fade away. But I guess I'll get there, though I wouldn't say for sure. Though Adam was a friend of mine, I did not know him long. And when I stood myself beside him, I never thought I was as strong. Still it seems he stopped his singing in the middle of his song. Well, I'm not the one to say I know, but I'm hoping he was wrong. I'm holding out my only candle, though it's so little light to find my way. Now the story's been laid beneath my candle, and it's shorter every hour as it reaches for the day. And I feel just like a candle in a way. Oh, I hope I'll get there, though I'll never pray. We got 3 songs in a row here we'd like to do for you that they're sort of related. The first 2 are for the same girl. No, I don't mean the same one that worked in the restaurant or the organic vegetable farm either. It's just the same one, you know. I have a friend who calls her the big her. David Blue, he said, it was refers to his elusive dream lover as the big her. Oh, here, I'll put my finger picks away too. This song is how this song came to be. It's this girl stepped on my heart. Squash it flatter than a mashed Mexican fly. I learned that Rolling Stone. Thus spake the big M. That's for all you cryptic freaks out there. If you can get into that, you can get into anything. But to go back to the plot here, this girl, what happened is, well, to go to the very beginning, we convinced this record company, not David and I, but we should eliminate all guilt. We'll assume guilt on this half of the stage. I and some friends of mine convinced this record company that they ought to let us go out in the woods to record. Now you remember 1968 was like Big Pink time, right? And all you had to do to be heavy was to have a garage and 16 track, you know. And so we said, we're about to make a record, and we say, hey man, we got to record in the woods, you know? I mean, look what's, you know, man, Big Pink, man. Like that, and most amazingly, they swallowed a hook, line, and hotel in the mountains. And they set us up there in this old hotel that had been built by the railroad, which was a Mormon railroad at that, in Northern California, up on the Feather River, which is where they discovered gold, roughly 100 years before. Maybe that's why they let us do it, out of some kind of connection with the discovery of gold. I'm sure gold had something to do with it anyway. I won't tell you what record company it was, but Jack, if you're listening out there, it was beautiful of you to do it, and it was just one of those big, beautiful failures, you know. It was terrible. One reason it failed was that everybody got up there and started swimming, you know, instead of playing, you know. The first mistake was they let us do it. they let us go make the record, you know. We had this idea for a recording ranch, you know, in a hotel, you know. And the first mistake was they should have ripped us off for the idea, you know, and then sent us back to Echo Park where we belong. That's a suburb of Los Angeles. And then the second mistake was once we were up there trying to do it, I stopped thinking about the music and started thinking about this girl that was up there, and which was really dumb because although we were very close, there were 3 groups up there, and a couple of them had old ladies. Anyway, there were about 35 guys up there at one time, and 3 chicks. And I didn't stand a chance, you know. My best bet would have just not to have, you know. I thought I had her all sewed up, you know. I tried to, you know. I should have had her sewed up. I think about it. But, FCC after me. Now, anyway, one day after this particularly discouraging wrestling match with her, which I lost, I ran outside to the tracks, which a very slow locomotive was going by on, and I jumped on the thing, and I went 4 miles into town where there was a coffee shop, a hardware store, and a show, a moving picture show, and played Heartbreak Hotel about 45 times on a jukebox, and I walked home. And the second song is for the same girl. I wrote it for her anyway. Lady stands before an open window, staring so far away. She can almost feel the southern wind blow, almost touching her restless day. She turns from her window to me, sad smile, her apology, sad eyes reaching to the door. Daylight loses to another evening, and still she spares me goodbye, and sits alone beside me, fighting her feelings, struggles to speak, but in the end can only cry. But suddenly it's so hard to find the sound of the words to speak her troubled mind. So I'm offering these to her as if to be kind. There's a train every day leaving either way. There's a world, you know. There's a way to go. You'll soon be gone, that's just as well. This is my opening farewell. child's drawings left there on the table, and a woman's silk lying on the floor. Well, I would keep them here if I were able, till I curse safe behind this open door. But suddenly it's so clear to me that I'd asked her to see what she may never see. And now my kind words find their way back to me. There's a train every day leaving either way. There's a world, you know, you got a ways to go, and I'll soon believe that's just as well. This is my opening farewell. The time we've known that we each are a part of one another, we've lost as much as we have won. And as our lives have grown, we have found that it only brings the pain to hang on to the things that we have done. Still I love the times you've come. When you went away, taking all that I'd built my false road on, I dropped my life and couldn't find the pieces. Now you come and go, and it's hard, but I feel the strength returning. We'll see how far this new road reaches. We'll see a little more each time you come. Now everybody's gonna tell you it's not worth it. Everybody's gotta show you their own pain. You may try to find your way up around it, but the need for love will still remain. Now we're lying here, so safe in the ruins of our pleasure. Laughter marks the place where we have fallen, and our lives are near, so it wouldn't occur to us to wonder if this is the past or the future that is calling. know I love these times you've come. This thought here. Everybody I talk to is ready to leave with the light of the morning. They've seen the end coming down long enough to believe that they've heard their last warning. Standing alone, each has his own ticket in his hand. As the evening descends, I sit thinking about Everyman. Seems like I've always been looking for some other place to get it together, where with a few of my friends we could give up the race and maybe find something better. But all my fine dreams, well thought out schemes to gain the motherland, have all eventually come down to waiting for Everyman. Waiting here for Everyman. Make it on your own if you think you can. If you see somewhere to go, I understand. Waiting here for Everyman. Don't ask me if he'll show, baby, I don't know. Make it on your own if you think you can. Somewhere later on you'll have to take a stand. Then you're gonna need a hand. Everybody's just waiting to hear from the one who can give them the answers and lead them back to that place in the warmth of the sun where sweet childhood still dances. I will come along and hold out that strong but gentle father's hand. Long ago I heard someone say something about Everyman. Waiting here for Everyman. Make it on your own, make it if you think you can. If you've got somewhere to go, I understand. I'm not trying to tell you that I've seen the plan. Walk the other way if you think I just another dreamer dreaming about every man.
And I'll go ahead and cut it off there. This is way too long anyway, So, oh well. I was just gonna play a little bit of it, but then, the last three songs they all connected, so I figured, nah, screw it. But that was nice. I mean, there were definitely a couple of times he was flat on the notes, but when you're just a couple of guys doing an acoustic, I mean, you saw the picture there, if you could see it. Where they're just hanging out in a couple of chairs in the studio, playing, but there's no place to hide. I mean, it's you out there, and that's it. But God, those guys are so good together. It's they really suit each other's temperament and everything else. And God, how stoned was he? I mean, really. But yeah, it's a radio concert, and get tuned up before you go in. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I'll go ahead and wind this up so it's not too long. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see what we play then. So hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.